Chapter 81 Green Scale, 3rd Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There were no people on the road, and the most conspicuous thing was the human traffickers in the corner not far away. Suyun walked forward, looking at the child in the cage and the sharp-tongued trafficker. A trace of disgust flashed in Suyun's eyes, and he put himself in his shoes. If his birthplace is not in Wutan City, but here. Maybe he couldn't wait for him to develop before he was abducted and tortured by the trafficker in front of him. The border is messy. The trafficker saw Suyun and walked over. Guest officer, do you want to see the goods? Suyun frowned, and didn't do anything brave to save these children. The world is turbid, and he is powerless to change it. Now that they have all been rescued, what next? Let another human trafficker catch it. Red ideas are not for this world. The great men of the previous life were indeed remarkable. Suyun walked to those cages, squatted down, and looked at them one by one. Now that the system is being upgraded, the scanning function cannot be used, so he can only rely on his own eyesight. There is only one important supporting role that will appear around here. Suyun looked one by one, and finally found a shivering little girl in the corner. Suyun carefully observed her arm. Sure enough, there were some snake scales on the wrist. Suyun waved and called the trafficker. That's her. Guest officer, Cheng Hui, 100 gold coins. Suyun took out a money bag from the ring and handed it to the trafficker. For an ordinary little girl, this price is too much, but for the owner of the jade snake 3 flower eyes, this price is a bloody profit. The human trafficker weighed the money bag in his hand with joy on his face. Big fat sheep. Guest officer, if you don't want to take a look, the second one will give you a 10% discount. No. As Suyun said, he asked the trafficker to open the cage and hold the little girl in his arms. Walking to the street, now that he met Qin Lin, he was not in a hurry to find Haibodong. Feeling the trembling Qin Lin in his arms, Suyun sighed in his heart. Another poor child. The human race and the snake human race are mixed, no matter where they get benefits. Suyun came to an inn and opened a room, put Qin Lin in her arms on the bed. The little girl was a little shy, curled up into a ball, and looked at Suyun timidly. Hello, I will serve you well in the future. Suyun sat on the bed, gently stroking the little girl's soft back, with a gentle voice. May I have your name? I don't have a name. It seemed that Suyun's attitude was gentle. The little girl's fear dissipated a little, and she finally exposed her little head buried in her legs and looked at Suyun. The little girl was wearing a patched cloth, and her whole body was fairly clean. Buying and selling slaves also depends on their appearance. It is impossible for the traffickers to feed and clothe these children, but when they bring them out for sale, they still ask them to wipe their bodies clean and put on simple but clean clothes. In this way, the price can be sold higher. Suyun's voice was still gentle, and he touched her small head with his big hand, and the smile on his face was very friendly. Then I'll give you a name, okay? Listen to the master. As time passed, the little girl also gradually relaxed, although her face was still timid, like a frightened little white rabbit, but at least no more stuttering. From then on, you will be called Qinlin. Suyun gently stroked the blue scales on Qinglin's snow-white arm. Feeling Suyun's movements, Qinglin's bloodless face turned even paler. Because of these scales, she is often excluded and discriminated against. After her mother died from overwork, she was caught by traffickers. It's just that because of these scales, no one is willing to buy her. She was so afraid, because the scales on her hands, the gentle master in front of her, would leave her behind. She doesn't like these scales, she hates them. She hates the scales, she hates the snake man who raped his mother. Even in the dead of night, she would be ruthless and tear off these scales one by one, making the whole snow-white and soft arm drenched with blood. It just doesn't work. No matter how many times you tear it off, those scales will grow back. As if knowing what she was thinking, Suyun's soft voice reached her ears. It's so beautiful. The scales on your arm are as cute as you. I like it very much. The movements of Suyun's hands were extremely gentle, as if he was stroking his beloved nephrite, and he couldn't put it down. A flash of astonishment flashed across Qinglin's lovely face. Looking at the gentle master, her young heart skipped a beat. Suyun didn't know what the little girl was thinking, but comforted her very gently. Unexpectedly, Qinglin's eyes immediately turned red, and tears filled the eye sockets. flowing down her soft face, drops on the sheets, wet one piece. Am I dreaming, that someone would like my scales, that someone would like me? Qinglin's head sank and she passed out in Su Yun's arms. A trace of headache flashed across Su Yun's face. This girl, why did she faint while crying? Su Yun asked people to prepare hot water in the room, took off the little girl's clothes, and planned to wash her body, hold Qinglin in his arms, well, delicate, soft, easy to push down, putting the little girl in the bathtub. Su Yun began to wipe her body. The little girl is just a film, and she has been malnourished for a long time, so she is just a washboard. Su Yun has nothing to hide. He even took a bath with the little fairy doctor. Just in the middle of the process, Qinglin's ignorant eyes opened, and the little girl woke up. Where am I? So gentle, just like when I was a child, when my mother was still there. When I took a bath with my mother, it was as gentle and comfortable. Woke up. At this time, Su Yun's gentle voice sounded. The little girl came to her senses, looked at the gentle Su Yun in front of her, and then looked at her own situation. The small oval face was instantly congested with blood, like a ripe apple. Under such circumstances, Qinglin was dizzy and was being played around by Su Yun. The whole person was washed deliciously, and then changed into clean clothes, sat on the table, and had dinner with Su Yun. This dress was given to the shopkeeper with a bag of gold coins. Qinglin looked at the dishes on the table, the neat and beautiful clothes on her body. Her eyes turned red again, seeing Qinglin's appearance of crying again. Su Yun only felt a splitting headache. Why is this girl crying so much? Why are you so kind to me? At this time, Qinglin Noa's voice came. Su Yun got up and hugged Qinglin in his arms. Need a reason? Qinglin was stunned for a moment, staring at Su Yun with wide eyes, not knowing what it meant. Qinglin has a delicate and soft body, hugging her in her arms is like a warm pillow. You don't need a reason to like someone. Steam was rising from Qinglin's head. He rolled his eyes and passed out again. Su Yun. This girl can't help being funny. Chapter 82 Haibodong's Decision, First Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, Su Yun checked the situation of the system. Not only is there no reminder of the successful update of this thing, but there is also no explanation, and no one knows what has been updated. Su Yun's face was full of black lines. It seems that he can only explore slowly in the future. Shaking his head, Su Yun led Qinglin to Haibodong's map shop. Elder Hai. Su Yun smiled and said hello. Haibodong was taken aback when he heard Su Yun's voice. You boy, you have been away for 3 or 4 months, but you can be regarded as coming back. A trace of surprise and excitement flashed across Haibodong's old face. You got it. With a flick of his hand, Su Yun took out the mandala of sand from the system space. Lucky enough to live up to the mission. Su Yun said, seeing the herbs in Su Yun's hand. Haibodong's eyes became even more excited. The strange fire. Nature. Su Yun nodded. An uncontrollable smile appeared on Haibodong's old face. Although this kid doesn't talk about Wuda, he still talks about credit. He took all the things in his hand, but he still came back. Haibodong's evaluation of Su Yun was even higher. Rubbing his hands together, he said hastily. I have a volume of Danfeng in my hand, which can break the seal on me. This prescription is special and requires the use of different fires. This is also the reason why I asked you to help me find a 6th-grade pharmacist with different fires before. I don't know when you refined this elixir. Su Yun coughed lightly. Old Hai, you may have forgotten, the condition you gave at that time was to help you find a 6th-grade pharmacist with a different fire, as well as the mandala of sand, but you didn't say that you want me to refine this elixir for you. The smile on Su Yun's face remained undiminished, and he looked amiable, but in Haibodong's eyes, he was completely a little fox. Haibodong was a little impatient. You. Hee, Elder Hai, don't worry. I didn't say I wouldn't help you refine it, it's just that you also know that the refining of these 6th-grade elixir is quite difficult, and it requires extra money. Su Yun said with a smile. Haibodong cursed inwardly, little fox, but there was no other way. I didn't make it clear at the time, and now that he is asking for others, it is not easy to get angry, so he can only walk in front of Su Yun with a pleasant face, forcing a smile on his stiff face. Hey, it's just money, little brother, just say, after I regain the strength of the Dohuang, if you want anything, I will find it for you right away. no matter how bad it is, I can still mobilize the entire middle family to help you. Haibodong said while licking his face, and Qinglin beside her was very frightened. This scary old man is actually a fighting emperor, so what is the strength of the young master? A trace of curiosity flashed in Qinglin's eyes. Last night, after Su Yun woke up, she asked her to change her words. Su Yun looked at Haibodong, who was forced to smile, and said, "That's easy to say. How about this? I help you refine this 6th grade elixir. How about you working for me for 3 years? Hearing this, Haibodong's eyes widened, a little out of breath. 3 years? Haibodong paused for a moment to make his tone sound more gentle. Little brother, a 6th grade elixir requires a Dou Huang to work for you for 3 years. Is this your business? Su Yun still had a smile on his face. He didn't expect a 6th grade elixir, so he asked Haibodong to work for him for 3 years. Haibodong likes freedom and doesn't want to be bound. 1 6th grade pill is indeed not enough, but 2, 3. Extreme Emperor pill. Su Yun didn't try to persuade him anymore, but just said 3 words lightly, but just these 3 words made Haibodong's breathing a little short. Damn, really? Haibodong naturally understood what Su Yun meant. Su Yun nodded. Of course, as long as Hai Lao works for me for 3 years, I will refine another Huangji pill for you. Haibodong was obviously in deep thought. This is, Su Yun continued. Elder Hai, don't worry, during the few years you've been working for me, it's impossible for me to let you do some dangerous things. After all, after you recover your strength, you are a Dou Huang powerhouse, so I can't force you, can I? Hearing this, Haibodong pondered for a while, then nodded. Okay, as you say. The smile on Su Yun's face became even stronger. The fish took the bait again. Get on my boat, but don't even think about going down. Happy trading. An imperceptible cunning flashed across Su Yun's face. Seeing that the deal was concluded, Haibodong hurriedly asked again. Then when will you refine the elixir for me? Su Yun pondered for a while and said. No hurry, let's get out of here first. Haibodong was a little puzzled. Why, there is a secret room in my shop. If you are worried about being disturbed during refining, you can go to my secret room. As for the little girl beside you, during this time, I will definitely help you protect her. Su Yun shook his head. No, it can't be refined here. Queen Medusa has a secret treasure in her hand, which can sense the breath of strange fire within a certain range. I met her when I was looking for different fires before. She also seems to be looking for a strange fire. I don't know the range of that thing's effect. How far is it? It's hard to guarantee that she won't come along with the induction. Su Yun explained the reason, but did not reveal to Haibodong why Medusa was looking for the strange fire. The scope of the glass ball in Queen Medusa's hand should not exceed the Tagore Desert. After all, the bone spirit lingua in Yao Lao's hand is in Wutan City, and in the original timeline, she has not seen any actions. In fact, he can also refine it in the system space, but it is only a 6th grade elixir. There will be a phenomenon when it is completed, and it will cause some movement to some extent. Refining in the system space, the outside world can't sense it. Haibodong used to be a Dou Huang powerhouse, so he must have some knowledge. When he becomes suspicious, he has to explain it, which is too troublesome, although he may not necessarily ask. You met Medusa and came back alive? Haibodong's eyes widened, a trace of fear flashed in his eyes. It was that damned woman who sealed his vindictiveness and let him waste decades here. Haibodong gritted his teeth. Su Yun looked at Haibodong with a half-smile. Why, Elder Hai doesn't want me to come back alive. Haibodong coughed lightly, and understood that he had lost his composure. Cough, no, I'm just a little surprised that you were able to escape from Medusa's grasp. Haibodong looked at Su Yun, as if he wanted him to reveal how he survived Queen Medusa. Su Yun just looked at Haibodong calmly, without any intention of explaining. Haibodong smiled sarcastically, obviously knowing that this was a question that shouldn't be asked. A flash of shock flashed in his heart. Queen Medusa, as the Dou Huang peak powerhouse, was so powerful. Not only was this kid able to retreat completely, but he was also able to snatch food from the tiger's mouth and get the strange fire in his hands. It was terrifying. Afterwards, Haibodong packed his luggage, walked out of the map shop with Su Yun, and closed the shop door. Haibodong looked at this map shop that had lived for decades, and couldn't help feeling a little sad. This is out of emotion. Chapter 83 Return of the Strong in the Peak Competition, Second Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Elder Hai doesn't have to act like this. It will be the same when he comes back 3 years later. Su Yun's leisurely voice sounded from beside his ears. Haibodong sighed. His feelings belong to his feelings. He doesn't want to go back to this ghostly place. Thinking of the years of being sealed by Medusa, he shuddered, because now Haibodong only has the strength of fighting spirits, and he has no way to turn his fighting spirit into wings, so the three of them returned to the Plus Empire in a flying monster. If you rely on your feet, it may take a long time to go back. A few days later, the three of Su Yun came to Black Rock City. In fact, they wanted to fly directly back to Wutan City. It's just that there is no service point for flying monsters in Yutan City. They could only walk back to Black Rock City. After arriving at Black Rock City, Haibodong obviously couldn't wait. Little brother, it's okay here, it's already far away from the Great Tagore Desert. Seeing Haibodong's appearance, Su Yun pondered for a while, and it's not impossible. Black Rock City is not far from Wutan City, and Queen Medusa's glass ball should not be able to sense it. It's also good to refine Pur Dan here. Haibodong restored Do Huang's cultivation. The three of them didn't have to walk back to Wutan City, just flew back directly. Convenience. Speaking of that glass ball, though, Su Yun licked his dry lips. That thing senses a strange fire within a certain range, so we must find a way to grab it in the future. After thinking up to this point, Su Yun nodded. Good. Seeing Su Yun nodding, Haibodong was overjoyed. The three found an inn and booked the entire inn directly. Of course, the gold coins must have come from Haibodong. Su Yun took out the medicine cauldron from the system space, and looked at Haibodong. Elder Hai, there are other medicinal ingredients in Dan Farm. Hearing this, Haibodong hastily took out the formula and medicinal materials of Pur Dan from the ring. Haibodong gave all these things to Su Yun. This elixir is called Pur Dan. It has the effect of breaking the seal, and it can even form a certain resistance in the body. Haibodong introduced it to Su Yun. Su Yun nodded. Needless to say, he also knew. After all, there are many descriptions of this stuff. Su Yun used his soul power to immerse himself in it, perceiving details such as the heat and the amount of medicinal materials recorded in the pill recipe. After a while, Su Yun wrote down the contents one by one, and directly put them into the system space, without any intention of returning them to Haibodong. This move made Haibodong's eyes twitch, but there was nothing he could do. The rules of the pharmacist are like this: once the alchemist has handed over the alchemist, don't let him spit it out. Su Yun adjusted his state and did not start immediately. After all, it was the first time to refine a 6th grade elixir. According to common sense, Dou Ling's cultivation is not enough to refine the 6th grade elixir. At least he must reach the level of Dou Wang. But who let him have the strange fire now? It's like Xiao Yan, who refined the 5th rank lonely pill with the cultivation base of a great dosher. He is now a 5-star Dou Ling cultivation base, and Fen Hanju has evolved into a low-level earth-level exercise. After tempering his body with different fires, the capacity of his dantian has expanded a lot. With all these conditions added up, the Dou Qi in his body was already comparable to that of an ordinary 8-star Dou Ling. With the blessing of the different fire, he can use Dou Ling's cultivation to refine the 6th grade elixir. There are so many wonderful things about this strange fire that are mouth-watering. In addition to exercising the body with different fires, reducing the cultivation requirements for alchemy, it can also increase the success rate of alchemy, and allow people to fight across levels, etc. There are many benefits. After Su Yun adjusted his state, the battle energy in his body circulated, mobilized Qinglian's heart fire from Na Ling in his dantian, and started refining. Haibodong on the side looked at the blue flame in Su Yun's hand, and was shocked in his heart. Such a terrifying temperature, is this a strange fire? Haibodong's expression was dignified. The strange fire was worthy of being a spiritual creature of heaven and earth. This terrifying temperature was probably in his heyday. Even if he touched it, it would be extremely painful. An 5-star fighting spirit. Haibodong's brows twitched wildly, feeling a little unbelievable. Because of the phantom art before, Su Yun's breath was hidden in his body, and there was no trace of it exposed, and he hadn't noticed it yet. now that Su Yun began to refine medicine, and the fluctuations in battle energy emerged, he realized that in just 3 or 4 months, this kid's cultivation base has fully improved by 4 stars. Where did this monster come from? Just when Haibodong East was in chaos, Su Yun's expression was dignified, his soul force came out through his body, he controlled the fire precisely, and his grasp of fighting energy was also very delicate, every point was used on ideas without any waste, the cyan flame rapidly refined the medicinal materials. Su Yun had never experienced this speed before, it can only be said that it deserves to be a strange fire, whether it is the flame condensed from his own fighting spirit, or the purple fire extracted from the body of the amethyst-winged Lion King. Not to mention catching up with this refining speed, I'm afraid I don't even have 30% of it. A flash of wonder flashed in Su Yun's heart, and he felt more and more that it was worthwhile to refine the strange fire. Half a day later, all the medicinal materials were refined, forming a rich medicinal liquid in the medicinal cauldron. The soul power is concentrated inside the medicine cauldron, and now it's the last step. The pill formation. There was a little sweat on Su Yun's face, and he was highly concentrated. At this time, a scent of danxiang came out from the medicine cauldron. When Haibodong at the side heard it, joy flashed across his face. Almost done. As for Qinglin, she was already lying on the table and fell asleep. Another half a minute passed, and the elixir took shape, emitting a purple light into the sky. Qingdan vision. Holding the 6th grade pill in his hand, a smile flashed across Su Yun's face. From the system space, he took out some pills to restore fighting spirit and swallowed them into his stomach. How many times did it take to change from a 4th-rank pharmacist to a 6th-rank pharmacist? It should be only about 3 years, but it is still because of insufficient cultivation. It can only be said that the system recycling function is used well, but it is too buggy. As long as the cultivation level is enough and the level of refining medicine is reached, it will be done in one step. Don't know how much time it saved him. Su Yun handed the poor pill to Haibodong, who couldn't bear it any longer. The vision of Qingdan should have attracted the attention of many people. Hurry up and let him refine the elixir. It's better to leave, although not everyone understands what the purple light just means, but the 2 old fellows, Falkland and Otto, definitely understand. Haibodong held the poor pill in both hands, looked at it for a while, couldn't suppress the enthusiasm in his heart, and swallowed it into his stomach. Sitting cross-legged, he began to refine the medicinal power. After half an hour, a tyrannical aura swept across the entire inn. Qinglin, who was soundly asleep, was awakened. Qinglin rubbed her eyes, and gave a cute hutch. I slept so comfortably. Then a big hand stroked her little head. Qinglin looked back. It turned out that she is now in the arms of the young master. Qinglin's face lowered her head timidly. A blush flashed on her small and lovely face. Ha ha ha. Feeling the vigorous fighting spirit in his body, Haibodong couldn't help but shouted to the sky. From now on, I, Haibodong, will not be bound. Chapter 84 Reunion after a long absence. Goodbye little Doctor. 3rd update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay, we should go. Su Yun rolled his eyes. This old guy started to drift as soon as he regained his strength. Haibodong nodded, put his hands behind his back, raised his head and chest, with a deep expression. I'm a person who starts and ends, so let's go. Haibo walked towards Su Yun and Qinglin, wanting to take them flying with each other. Su Yun rolled his eyes again, holding Qinglin in his arms. Ziyun spread his wings behind him, and flew out from the window. Haibodong was shocked again. Dou Qi turns into wings. No, it's flying fighting skills. Haibodong smashed his tongue. TSK, whose subordinate is this monster? Haibodong shook his head. Fighting spirit turned into wings. A pair of fighting spirit wings condensed from ice fighting spirit appeared behind Su Yun. His body flashed, and followed behind Su Yun. He has no intention of breaking his promise. After all, there is still a Huangji pill hanging on him, so pancakes are still very necessary. Halfway through the flight, Haibodong's expression suddenly changed. No, why do I only have the strength of a 2-star Do Huang? That in his heyday, he had the strength of a 5-star fighting emperor. I was still in the inn before, and I was too excited to notice it. Now that I was calm, I discovered the problem. In front of Haibodong, a gloating smile appeared on Su Yun's face. You still have the nerve to say that those medicinal materials of yours are all from unknown how long ago, and the preservation method is not professional at all. and many medicinal materials have lost their medicinal power. How effective is the refined pill? Haibodong's face froze. My family knows my own affairs. He spent decades collecting these medicinal materials, and he is not a pharmacist, so he knows little about the preservation of medicinal materials, so it is normal for the medicine to lose its power. Elder Hai, I know a 5th grade elixir called Fulling Ziden, which is specially used to restore the strength that has been regressed by the seal. Is Ebi interested? Haibodong had no expression on his face, he just said lightly. Several years. 5 years. Make a deal. Seeing that Haibodong agreed so simply, Su Yun was a little surprised, so happy. But Su Yun didn't think so much, he only thought that Haibodong was eager to recover his strength. Poster Dong looked at Su Yun's back with deep eyes. In his opinion, this person has already got everything in his hands before, but he is still willing to fulfill his promise, go back to the store, and complete the transaction with him. He is a trustworthy person. During the process of Su Yun's alchemy before, he talked with that little girl for a while, thinking that Su Yun took her in because he felt sorry for her, and he was a kind person. In 3 or 4 months, he can break through from a 1-star Douling to a 5-star Douling, fully improving his 4-star strength, which is an excellent talent, and he is also a 6th grade pharmacist, overall, worth following. Haibodong is very confident in his own vision, and will not easily change what he believes. Because of this damn seal, he has wasted decades of time, and it is a dream to break through to a higher level by himself alone. He decided to bet. Betting on Su Yun, betting that Su Yun will pull him up when he rises. At this age, he is already a 6th grade pharmacist. What about 10 years later, 20 years later? Back in Wutan City, Su Yun let out a long breath, came back. The figure of the little fairy doctor appeared in Su Yun's heart, and it has not dissipated for a long time. I haven't seen you for so long. How is that girl doing now? After Su Yun settled Haibodong and Qinglin at home, he asked them to take care of Yun Yun and left. After Su Yun left, the veins on Haibodong's head popped. Damn, this kid is not a human being, so let him clean the house for him. Qinglin looked at the huge room, full of energy, looked back at Haibodong, and was about to pull him to clean it together. Seeing his pale face, there was a timid expression on his small face. Grandpa Hai, how about you resting in the yard? I can do it by myself. Haibodong looked at the little girl in front of him, sighed in his heart, and waved his hands. I can't bear the heart of such a little girl to clean the whole house by herself. No. Saying that, Haibo walked towards the house, shaking and cold. When will I, Haibodong, be free from restraint? On the other side, Su Yun changed into the image of Hanli before, and came to the door of Luo Qianqian's house, knocked on the door, and after a while, a beautiful woman opened the door. Su Yun was taken aback. Master Hanli. The woman looked respectful and said hello to Su Yun. Is this the home of President Luo Qianqian Luo? Seeing that she knew his vest, Su Yun asked. Yes, master, I am the teacher's disciple. My name is Luo Qianyun, and I met you once before. The woman said. Su Yun thought for a while, then remembered, when he was refining qi gathering powder before, he invited Luo Qianqian to watch the ceremony, and he had indeed seen it at that time. Su Yun couldn't help thinking of Falkland and Otto. Is there any friendship between these 3 old guys? The apprentices are all such young and beautiful women. At this time, the little fairy doctor ran out of the room. She is Su Yun's closest relative, so she naturally knows who Hanli is. Uncle Han. The little fairy doctor's face was full of excitement, and tears flickered in the corners of his eyes. Sienna is much more beautiful. Su Yun was also a little excited, but he didn't show it, and nodded at the little doctor, although he took out a parchment scroll from the system space and said to Luo Qianyun. When President Luo comes back, give him the things, and I will pick them up for Sienna. On this parchment scroll are extremely superficial ways to improve soul power. He extracted it from the extremely basic part of the soul art. Luo Qianqian had never been able to break through the realm of a 4th-rank alchemist before. It was only because of this soul power. The little fairy doctor packed her luggage and left with Su Yun, coming to a deserted corner. Su Yun took off the mask on his face and changed back into his usual clothes. Just when he was about to speak, the little doctor held Su Yun's cheek in his slender hands, and stood on tiptoe. A soft touch came from the lips. with a hint of girl's body temperature, and the warm body fragrance submerged into Su Yun's perception. Su Yun's eyes widened, and his hands rested on the little fairy doctor's slender waist like a willow branch. A long time, the little fairy doctor's face was rosy, and the rapid breathing sounded, and the whole person collapsed into Su Yun's arms. Sienna. Su Yun leaned against the wall and moved the little fairy doctor's position to make her more comfortable in his arms. Brother, what do you think is our relationship now? Su Yun was taken aback for a moment, then pondered for a while. Brothers and sisters. Hearing the words, the little fairy doctor immediately got up from Su Yun's arms, puffed up her cheeks, and shouted coquettishly. Can you say that again? Do siblings do these things? After speaking, the little fairy doctor's voice was obviously softer. Su Yun smiled in his heart. He hadn't seen her for more than half a year. Sienna was a lot more courageous. Chapter 85 Su Yun's Negligence, First Update. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Su Yun held the little head of the little fairy doctor with both hands. Then what do you think we are related? Hearing this, the little fairy doctor's eyes were blurred, and he looked at Su Yun without blinking. The little fairy doctor cheered herself up in her heart, and the red glow covered her face. You are responsible to me. Su Yun smiled happily. This sentence was almost like expressing his heart. Su Yun took the little fairy doctor's hand and walked on the deserted street. Hey, talk. Don't just fool around like this. The little fairy doctor looked anxious. Then you will be my fiancé from now on. A gleam of joy flashed across the face of the little fairy doctor, and a sweet smile appeared on his face. Then the little head lowered and looked towards the toes. Then you can't regret it. No regrets. Shao family. Miss, near the Warcraft mountains, a Dou Huang appeared. Ling Ying said respectfully to Shao Suner. Another Dou Huang powerhouse appeared. Shao Suner frowned. Some time ago, did you find out why the Dou Huang Peak powerhouse appeared in the Warcraft mountains? Hearing this, Ling Ying replied. I found out. 2 sixth-order monsters fought in the Warcraft mountains before. That Dou Huang is a member of the Jia Ma Empire's royal family, a man named Jia Xingtian, and he should just go to check the situation. He didn't notice my existence. Shao Suner nodded upon hearing this. If Ling Ying is exposed, the Shao family will inevitably appear before the eyes of the entire Jia Ma Empire. Pursuing such a thing, I am afraid that there will be some unnecessary resistance. Miss, do you want to investigate the unknown Dou Huang? Shao Suner shook her head. Her temperament was like a green lotus, elegant and gentle. Most likely they are experts from the Jia Ma Empire. Let's investigate the Warcraft mountains. There is no need to go over, because a small loss makes a big difference. After 100 secrets, Su Yun came back from the Great Tagore Desert, eager to see the little immortal doctor, but forgot Ling Ying. Otherwise, with his old Gobi character, I'm afraid Haibodong will stay in Black Rock City. The little fairy doctor held Su Yun's arm, and her cheek was pressed against Su Yun's shoulder. 3,000 blue hairs were hanging down, fluttering in the wind, and a gentle scent of a girl's body came to her face. By the way, I brought 2 people back with me. At this time, Su Yun said to the little doctor. The little fairy doctor was a little puzzled. She thought it was the same as before. 2 people live in a 2-person world. Su Yun explained the origin of Qinglin and Haibodong to the little doctor. He also recounted his experience during this time. Of course, in order to avoid unnecessary trouble, things like seeing Queen Medusa must be omitted. After a while, Su Yun finished talking about his experience. The little fairy doctor's face was full of admiration. Brother is awesome. The little fairy doctor was full of smiles, exuding an ethereal aura. Little girl, how small, is it as small as I was then, or smaller? Does he like little girls that much? Su Yun smashed his mouth and took out the water bag from the ring, not knowing that the jar of vinegar was about to be overturned. After drinking, Su Yun handed the water bag to the little doctor. The little fairy doctor stared blankly at the water bag that Su Yun had just drunk, and took the water bag with a little shyness on his face. The unhappiness in my heart disappeared immediately. The 2 chatted for a while and returned home. Pushing open the gate, came to the yard, but did not see Haibodong and Qinglin, probably still cleaning the house. The 2 entered the house, and in the hall, they saw 2 people who were cleaning. At the same time, Haibodong and Qinlin also saw them. The veins on Haibodong's face popped out. Nima, thought you had something important to do, but instead you went to find your little girlfriend, and asked me to clean the house? Shaking and cold. Qinlin looked curiously at the little fairy doctor next to Su Yun, such a beautiful sister. The son also told her before that there is a beautiful older sister at home, so that must be it. Qinlin's face was a little timid, but she was still a little shy, and the little fairy doctor looked at the two with a smile on his face. It's just that most of the attention is on Qinlin. Well, it's so cute. So cute that people can't help but hold it in their arms and love it, the little fairy doctor's heart skipped a beat. My brother is really perverted. Su Yun didn't know that the jar of vinegar had been turned over, so the three of them got to know each other, and then the four of them cleaned it together, but it was just to clean up the dust briefly. He didn't plan to stay here for too long. Returning to Wutan City is only because the little fairy doctor is still here. In the evening, the little fairy doctor cooks, and the four of them sit together. There was an eerie harmony in the atmosphere, like, old man, couple and young daughter. After eating, Su Yun went back to the room. Just as he was about to practice, the immortal doctor came in and locked the door behind him. Su Yun's heart skipped a beat. What does this girl want? Don't ruin my book. Siener, it's so late, is there anything else? That the little fairy doctor did not speak, and walked slowly in front of Su Yun, turned his back, sat on Su Yun's lap, and leaned against Su Yun's arms. When the clothes meet, it feels like silk. Su Yun felt a little unnatural. Fortunately, the little doctor is wearing a long skirt today, and there is a hem of the skirt. If it's a short skirt, it's basically straight up the skirt. Su Yun only thought that the little fairy doctor wanted to kiss, and put his hands around the little fairy doctor's waist. Both of them enjoyed the atmosphere very much. After staying like this for a while, the little fairy doctor suddenly spoke. Brother, do you like children very much, very small girls? The little fairy doctor turned around and sat on Su Yun's body with a pair of straight and slender legs, her cheek pressed against Su Yun's chest. Su Yun was a little confused. When Siener met her elder brother, she was similar to Qinlin. Hearing this, Su Yun understood, this girl is actually jealous, and she is still such a young child. Su Yun couldn't help but smile bitterly. Su Yun hugged the little fairy doctor's arm tightly, as if he wanted to rub her into his arms. That's not it, my brother likes a girl like Siener. Did my brother really treat us as child brides? Su Yun was silent for a while. This sentence caused tons of crit damage. Elder brother. The little fairy doctor got up from Su Yun's arms, and looked at Su Yun quietly. The little fairy doctor got up and sat next to Su Yun. Su Yun adjusted his posture a little and breathed a sigh of relief, then he looked at the little fairy doctor fiercely. Shaonizi, if you do this again, I will let you turn off the fire. The little fairy doctor stuck out her tongue playfully. This topic ends here. After the little fairy doctor left, Su Yun let out a foul breath. This girl, who hasn't seen her for half a year, has grown up a lot. Shaking his head, Su Yun did not practice, but checked the various functions of the system. In addition to the three functions of scanning, recycling, and fusion, there is also a replacement function. After Su Yun groped for a while, he understood, this thing can consume energy and replace things scanned by the system. Chapter 86 Partial Updates, Second Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Yun raised his brows. Are living things okay? After another period of time, a trace of regret flashed in Su Yun's eyes. No way. Shaking his head, he checked the system. It is impossible to update once. Only one more function is added, right? Have the other three functions been enhanced? Su Yun touched his smooth chin. Possibly. Su Yun started experimenting one by one. After a while, the shock and joy in Su Yun's eyes were undisguised. It's a bit against the sky. Su Yun is no longer in the room, but directly appeared in the yard. With a flash of his figure, he left the yard and the house again without making a sound. 50 meters. The ability to scan the system has been enhanced to 50 meters. Even the range of him coming out of the system space has become 50 meters. Such a big enhancement can be used in battle. A hint of excitement flashed across Su Yun's face. Using the system space as a springboard, it is completely possible to achieve the effect of space jumping. Su Yun's figure flickered again and appeared in the hall. Frowning, Haibodong was looking at the moon by the window. Elder Hai. This startled Haibodong. You boy, why did you suddenly appear here? That a flash of shock flashed in Haibodong's eyes. Now that he had recovered his Dou Huang cultivation, he was completely unaware when this kid appeared behind him. Su Yun smiled slightly. Instead of answering Haibodong's question, he asked. Old Hai, why haven't you slept so late? Haibodong put his hands on his chest. The body of Dou Huang is very different from that of ordinary people, and they don't need so much sleep like ordinary people. Even at the level of a big fighter, you can practice without sleep for 7 days, without eating or drinking, and you must not know it. Su Yun smiled slightly, which is not bad. With the growth of Dou Qi cultivation, the body of the dojo will transform into an inhuman direction. He doesn't sleep every day now, but he won't give up 3 meals a day. Food is also one of life's great pleasures. Isn't he working hard to practice in order to enjoy life better and be at ease? And if Xiener doesn't eat the meals carefully prepared every day, she will be angry. Since that's the case, I won't bother Hai Lao anymore. Su Yun smiled and went back to the room. Haibodong, who was staying in the living room, sighed, put his hands behind his back, looked up at the moon, and began to feel sad for spring and autumn. Su Yun returned to the room, and then fumbled for changes in the system. Su Yun looked at the fusion function. The change of scanning distance is also related to recycling, but it has nothing to do with fusion. Su Yun fiddled for a while, and sure enough, the fusion function has also undergone great changes. Energy crystals. In the past, the consumption of the fusion function could only consume the magic core, but now, other energy-containing things can be converted into energy crystals, and then consumed. The energy consumed by the replacement function is also settled with energy crystals. Su Yun's eyes brightened. This update is good, so that he cannot be limited to the collection of magic cores. This energy crystal block is divided into the same division as the magic core, which is divided into 1 to 9 levels, and a first-level magic core is equivalent to a first-level energy crystal block. Moreover, it is also possible to replace low-level magic cores and energy crystal blocks with high-level energy crystal blocks. Of course, it can't be a 1-to-1 replacement. 2 first-order magic cores can be replaced with 1 second-order energy crystal block. 3 second-order magic cores can be replaced with 1 third-order energy crystal block. 4 third-order magic cores can be replaced with 1 fourth-order energy crystal block, and so on. Aware of this replacement condition, Su Yun nodded slightly. It's okay, the higher the level, the greater the energy gap contained in the magic core. Black, but acceptable. But then, Su Yun's face darkened directly. System, replace the 6th-order magic core with a 5th-order energy crystal block. Ding, the 6th-order magic core can be exchanged for 2 5th-order energy crystals. Do you want to replace it? Su Yun's face was full of black lines, as if he had thought of some possibility. System, replace the 4th-order magic core with a 3rd-order energy crystal block. Ding, the 4th-order magic core can be replaced with 2 3rd-order energy crystal blocks. May I ask for replacement? Su Yun tried again. System, replace the 2nd-order magic core with a 1st-order energy crystal block. Ding, the 2nd-order magic core can be replaced with 2 1st-order energy crystal blocks. May I ask for replacement? Black, really Nima Black. I will use you to describe people's entrepreneurs in the future. Su Yun gave up the plan to replace the 6th-order magic core with 5th-order energy crystals and integrate the Earth-level fighting skills. The system understands capital. It's really too exaggerated. Only fools do it like this. The higher the magic core, the worse it will be. Su Yun shook his head, and then immersed his mind into the system. System, replace the 4th-order magic core with a 5th-order energy crystal block. Ding, 5 4th-order magic cores need to be consumed. Do you want to replace them? Replacement. Ding, it was detected that the 4th-order magic core in the system space is insufficient, and the replacement failed. Hearing this, Su Yun's eyes became straight. What the hell? Insufficient 4th-order magic core. Su Yun quickly checked the magic core in the system space. 2 4th-order magic cores lay there alone. Su Yun thought for a moment and realized that when refining Qinglian's heart fire, he had consumed a total of 9 4th-order magic cores in order to strengthen his body. And when he purchased in Black Rock City before, He only purchased a total of 11 pieces. Suyun helped his forehead, and spent 8 third-order magic cores to replace it with 2 fourth-order energy crystal blocks. Only then did he get his wish to replace a fifth-order energy crystal block. Finally, is he about to usher in his first Earth-level fighting skill? A trace of excitement flashed in Suyun's eyes. System, integrate the Earth-level intermediate fighting skill Flowing Flame Dragon / with me. Ding! The integration of the Earth-level intermediate fighting skill Flowing Flame Dragon / with the system requires the consumption of a 5th-level energy crystal block. Do you want to consume it? Consume. In an instant, huge information filled Suyun's mind. Fortunately, his current soul power is strong, even to the point where he can refine a 6th-grade elixir, otherwise he would be able to master a mid-level fighting skill in one breath, which would probably be too much. Half an hour passed, Suyun opened his eyes, and a blazing light flashed past. In the past, when he leapfrogged to fight, he could often suppress the opponent with his profound skills and fighting skills, but it took a period of stalemate to decide the winner, and he couldn't defeat the opponent immediately. But it's different now. Now he has a great ground-level fighting skill in his hands. As long as he catches the opening, he can kill him with one blow. Suyun thought of the 5th-order Gale Tiger that attacked him in the Warcraft mountains. Your death is approaching. The next day, Suyun called Haibodong over. You boy, what do you want to do with me? If you want to do some cleaning, see if I can clean you up. Haibodong's eyes were full of threats. Obviously he was still brooding over what happened yesterday. Suyun said with a smile. I'm sorry, old man Hai, don't worry, this time it's business. Hearing this, Haibodong felt relieved. Tell me, what's going on today? Chapter 87 Against Tier 5 Warcraft, 3rd Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I want Mr. Hai to accompany me to the Warcraft mountains. Suyun said. Hearing this, Haibodong frowned. What are you going to do in the Warcraft mountains? Go and kill a 5th-order monster. Haibodong was a little surprised. You boy, so confident, be careful not to roll over. Suyun chuckled. Isn't there you here? When the time comes, please help me sweep the formation. If any monster comes to make trouble, please help me stop it. Haibodong nodded. He had just regained his strength, and his hands were itchy, so he just went to loosen his muscles and bones. Seeing this, Suyun informed little Dr. Immortal and Qinglin. He and Haibodong flew to the Warcraft mountains together. Xia Yixian and Qinglin watched the two leave in the yard. Seeing the two disappear into the sky, the little fairy doctor sighed. A trace of sadness flashed across her brows. And she always felt powerless at such times. I can only wait and wait. Forever, until he comes back, but he couldn't be by his side and share the pressure for him. The little fairy doctor suppressed her worries in her heart and held Qinglin's hand. Little Qinglin. The little fairy doctor's voice was gentle, with a touch of ethereal flavor. Sister Sienna. Qinglin raised her small face and looked at the little fairy doctor. Come on, let's go back to the room. Tell me how you and your brother met. On the roof, Xiaolan looked around at the surrounding environment and devoted herself to her duties. After a while, Haibodong and Suyun came to the inside of the Warcraft mountain range. Haibodong restrained his aura and suppressed the fluctuation of his battle chi, while Suyun directly used phantom art, completely hiding the aura in his body without revealing half of it. The corner of Haibodong's mouth twitched slightly. This kid, after all, ran out of that force. Dou Qi Continent offensive fighting skills and defensive fighting skills are the most common, but flying fighting skills and auxiliary fighting skills are quite rare. The flying fighting skill that this kid uses is faintly 3 points faster than him, and the grade is definitely not low, and this auxiliary fighting skill that hides the aura, even with his current strength of the Dohuang, he can't sense a little aura. All the babies. Haibodong's eyes were hot, but he didn't think anything wrong, just based on the way he suddenly appeared behind him yesterday. If he really had evil intentions, he might end up in a terrible end. The appeal of a 6th-grade pharmacist is amazing. If nothing else, if the old monster Jia Xingtian knows, he will definitely try to win him over. Haibodong is very clear about this. The aura of the 5th-order monster is easy to recognize. Suyun has a strong soul and a very sensitive perception. In just a quarter of an hour, he discovered the cave of the 5th-order Gale Tiger. Old Hai, you can help me cover up my breath at the entrance of the cave. I will deal with him alone. Haibodong was a little surprised again, and couldn't help asking. Are you serious? If you really want to kill him, wouldn't it be better for us to do it together? Su Yun shook his head upon hearing this. No, my cultivation base has improved a lot during this period of time, just to test how far my combat power is now. Haibodong pondered for a while, then nodded. With him here, if Su Yun really loses, he can be rescued in time so that he won't lose his life. Seeing that Haibodong agreed, Su Yun turned around and entered the cave without saying a word. With his old Dogecoin character, it is of course impossible to take the initiative to put himself in danger. The real reason why Haibodong stayed at the entrance of the cave, ahem. The main reason is that some accident really happened. He directly entered the system space for a few months, and it was inconvenient to pull Haibodong in as well. The life-saving method he relied on the most has always been the system space, not Haibodong. After entering the cave, Su Yun had such a cruel smile on his face. 30 years in Hedong, 30 years in Heshi, don't bully the young and poor. The aura in the body exploded, no longer concealed, and he used the mysterious shadow step, rushing into the cave with delicate steps under his feet. Haibodong, who was staying at the entrance of the cave, the cold fighting energy in his body came out through his body, covering the opening of the cave, minimizing the fluctuation of fighting energy in the cave. Warcraft have a strong sense of territory, and there are no other Warcraft around the cave of the 5th Order Gale Tiger. As long as he suppresses the fluctuations in the grudge inside the cave, he doesn't have to worry about being noticed by other monsters in a short time. Inside the cave, Lai Feng, who was awakened by Su Yun's breath, and roared in the cave, human breath. Gale Tiger raised his vigilance. Although the 5th Order Warcraft can't speak, its wisdom is already comparable to that of humans. Su Yun's figure gradually appeared in front of Lai Feng, who, Su Yun grinned, and the fiery red long sword appeared in his hand. This sword is also derived from the fusion function of the system, and its name is Setting Sunday. Dou Qi surged in his body and was instilled on Setting Yang. A blue sword light appeared on the sword. Blazing Universe Slash. This high-level profound-level fighting skill was used by Su Yun again. A cyan sword light slashed towards Gafengu with a fiery temperature. Now that his cultivation base has skyrocketed, and with the blessing of different fires, the power of this move has improved a lot compared to before when he was dealing with Haibodong. Li Fenggu felt the terrifying temperature attached to the blue sword energy, and a trace of fear flashed in the humanized tiger's eyes. Accumulating the Dou Qi in his whole body, he spit out a sharp wind blade forward. When the wind blade collided with the blue sword energy, it was immediately burned to the ground by the terrifying temperature, without any hindrance, and the speed remained unabated. The quality of his current Dou Qi is comparable to that of an ordinary 8-star Dou Ling, and with the blessing of Qinglian's Earth Heart Fire, he can reach the Dou Wang level by performing any Xian-level fighting skill at will. Lai Yan Qian Kuan Chop is still a highly accomplished advanced fighting skill of the mysterious rank. The degree of mastery of fighting skills has a great influence on fighting skills. De Shang's advanced Xian-level fighting skills are several times more powerful than entry-level advanced Xian-level fighting skills, not to mention that the Setting Sun, as a 4th-order magic core sword, also has a certain increase. The cyan sword Qi slashed at Gafengu's body, letting out bursts of wailing. The cyan flame burned Gafengu's body. The temperature of the different fire is so frightening that the physical strength of the 5th Order monster can't bear it at all. Next, Su Yun only needs to use Qinglian's Heart Fire to attack Gale Fenghu a few more times, and delay him to death, but this level alone can't satisfy him. With a flash of Su Yun's figure, he used the mysterious shadow step, not giving Gafengu a chance to breathe. Gale Fenghu's ferocious face flashed madness, and the huge tiger claws grabbed Su Yun with great force. A sneer flashed across the corner of Su Yun's mouth, and his left elbow collided with the tiger's claw. Octopus collapse. Su Yun was shaken back 3 steps, while Gale Fenghu flew upside down. The 4 advanced body-refining fighting skills of the mysterious level strengthened the physical body more powerfully than he imagined, and it is impossible to be comparable to ordinary 5th-level monsters. I dare not say that it is comparable to a 6th-order monster, but it has been tempered by different fires, and it has gone a step further, at least reaching the peak strength of a 5th-order monster. Coupled with the terrifying power of Bajibing De Shang, Ming Jin's explosive power alone can make him beat Lai Fenghu to death. He clenched his left hand suddenly and let out a low drink. Burst, that the 8 layers of dark energy in Gefengu's body were all detonated. After a muffled sound, Gefengu fell to the ground. Su Yun. This is dead. Too sloppy, right? Chapter 88 7 Illusion Green Spirit Saliva, first update. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Su Yun was a little confused, but on second thought, it seemed reasonable. When he was still a 9-star fighting master before, the strength of the ice snake he faced was comparable to that of a 6-star fighting spirit. At that time, he was still a high-level Xian-level martial arts plus 2 4th-level beast fires, and his physical body had not been strengthened, so he was evenly matched. And this Gale Tiger is comparable to a 2-star fighting king, and it should have just entered the Fighting King stage not long ago, and his configuration has undergone another round of upgrades. The ground-level low-level skills plus Qinglian's heart fire, and his physical body is comparable to that of the 5th-level peak monster. It seems normal to deal with the Gale Tiger so simply. The power of the strange fire is not comparable to that of the 4th-order beast fire, and the quality of his battle chi is equivalent to that of an 8-star Dou Ling. The span is actually not that big. Before facing the ice snake, Bajabang had no effect at all, but now the 8-layer dark energy of the 8-level collapse exploded together, and Gale Fenghu was not good at the physical body. So he was attacked in his body by a low-level fighting skill comparable to the earth level, so he naturally died. Su Yun shook his head. Had his strength reached this level before he knew it? It feels somewhat anticlimactic. A trace of regret flashed across his face. In fact, he came this time to test the mid-level fighting skill Flowing Flame Dragon Slash. Now the fighting energy in his body is enough for him to perform mid-level fighting skills. After all, Dou Qi is now comparable to the 8-star Dou Ling, not what it was before. Su Yun walked to Gefengu's body and recovered it into the system space. Fighting Qi gathered under his feet, and he left the cave. Seeing that Su Yun came back so soon, Haibodong looked puzzled. Why, isn't that 5th-order monster here? No, just now there was obviously a huge fluctuation of grudge. Su Yun glanced at Haibodong, looking calm and relaxed. No, it's fixed. Haibodong's eyes widened. So fast. TSK, Mr. Hai, men can't speak fast, do you understand? Haibodong curled his lips when he heard this. You're not even an adult yet, are you? I'm afraid it's still a small bean sprout. Su Yun frowned. You don't want the pill anymore. Haibodong's expression froze. No, is this going to deduct my salary? What is the difference between this and being fired for refusing to help the leader with a private courier? Su Yun waved his hand. Didn't I fire you yet? The two quarreled and flew out of the Warcraft mountains, although the trip was very smooth, but if you stay for a long time, it is inevitable that you will not be noticed by other monsters. When Su Yun and Haibodong returned home, Su Yun's figure changed into Han Li's vest. In a few days, he plans to go to the Imperial capital. If there is no accident in Wutan City, he probably won't come back. Luo Qianqian had helped him a lot, and even helped him take care of the little fairy doctor for a long time. This trip is to say goodbye, but also after sales service. Luo Lao's talent is not high, although the way to improve his soul power is superficial, but to be honest, with his aptitude, there is no one to guide him, so he may not be able to get started. Su Yun came to Luo Qianqian's house, knocked on the door, waited for a while, but no one opened the door. Su Yun frowned, his soul power came out through his body. No one was at home. Luo Qianyun was not there either. Su Yun went to the Alchemist Guild again, but he was still not there. Su Yun frowned even tighter, and asked the staff in the guild to inquire. Only then did it become clear that Luo Qianqian seemed to have taken Luo Qianyun to visit friends, but the people from the Alchemy Guild didn't know exactly where they went. Su Yunchong nodded to the staff and left the Alchemist's Guild. It's just a coincidence that after many years, we don't know when we will meet again. Back home, Su Yun told the three of them about his plan to go to the Imperial capital. Hearing this, the little fairy doctor was a little bit reluctant. She and her brother lived in this house for so long, she has long regarded this place as her home, but wherever my brother is, I will be there. Thinking of this, the little fairy doctor had a smile on his face. Well, of course, home is where my brother is. Qin Lin looked ignorant. The young master is everything to her. as long as the young master does not abandon her, she will always follow the young master. Haibodong felt a little emotional. Now that he went to the imperial capital, he could see those old friends. Boy, if you want to go to the imperial capital, you might as well live in the middle family. Presumably you also know the relationship between me, Haibodong, and the middle family. Hearing this, Su Yun nodded. Haibodong is the supreme elder of middle family. As long as he goes back, the entire middle family will return to his control. After all, this world still respects strength. That's fine. Just as Yao Lao said, after Yao Lao returns to the Mitre family, he can also ask the Mitre family to help you find all the medicinal materials for the fulling purple pill. As Su Yun said, he took out a parchment scroll from the system space. Hearing this, a trace of excitement flashed in Haibodong's eyes. This kid, although his mouth is not forgiving, he still takes this matter to heart. Taking the sheepskin roll, Haibodong's heart warmed slightly. Su Yun asked everyone to pack their luggage and prepare to leave. The 7 illusions green ling saliva from Nalan's family is a good thing. In the past few years of practicing soul art, his soul power has grown rapidly, and he has never worried about his soul during the process of refining medicine. But things are different now. After all, he has only practiced soul arts for a few years, and his soul power cannot grow infinitely. The level of a 6th-rank pharmacist has already reached the limit. If he wants to break through to the level of a 7th-rank pharmacist, he may have to practice for a long time, but with the 7 illusions Qingling saliva, everything will be easily solved. Refining and absorbing it, his soul power may directly reach the perfection of the mortal realm. Su Yun licked his lips. He could take the chances that appeared in the original novels as he could, and it was impossible to leave a little bit for Xiao Yan. The 4 of them didn't have anything to pack. After all, there was a ring, and they usually put their things in the ring. Speaking of which, Qingling's clothes are all on the little doctor's side. This child is still too young, and the traffickers will not give her the method of cultivation. Su Yun and Haibodong didn't show their fighting spirit wings, but let Xiaolan take the 4 of them to the imperial capital. Su Yun caressed Xiaolan's blue feathers. As his strength improved, he encountered more and more strong men, and this kid might not be able to keep up with them. After getting the 7th illusion green spirit saliva, he will stay in the imperial capital, waiting for the enrollment of Canaan College, and enter Canaan College. After passing the selection from the outer court, he entered the inner court, and with the efficacy of the sky-burning chi refining pagoda, he would be able to become a fighting king in a short time. At that time, you can also start to let the little Dr. Fairy activate the Hernando body. Su Yun fell into deep thought, planning his future plans. Where will Xiaolan go at that time? Accompany Qinglin? What happens after Qinglin opens the blue eyes and 3 flower pupils? Let go, or stay in the middle family and die of old age? Su Yun became a little sad, falling behind the dust. Xiaolan, perhaps as he goes further and further on the road of becoming stronger, people who meet on the road but can't walk with him will get farther and farther away from him. Chapter 89 Arriving at the Imperial Capital, Second Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A pair of jade arms are around Su Yun's body. Su Yun was taken aback for a moment, then turned to look at the beautiful figure behind him. What was brother thinking just now? That there was a trace of shyness in the watery eyes of the little fairy doctor, looking straight at Su Yun. As Su Yun's heart warmed, Xianer became more and more considerate. Su Yun turned around and hugged the little doctor's fairy ears. On the side, Haibodong sighed, pulled Qinglin, and walked to the side. Kids don't look. Qinglin couldn't help but glance back at the 2 people who were hugging each other. Sister Xianer and young master are shy. A blush flashed across Qinglin's face, and she followed Haibodong to watch the scenery. As the breeze blew past, Haibodong looked in the direction of the Great Tagore Desert with gloomy eyes. Xiaolan's flight speed is not too fast, and she stops in some cities to rest. It doesn't matter if Haibodong and Su Yun are advanced or not, but little Dr. Immortal and Qing Lin can't stop eating and sleeping for several days. A few days later, the 4 of them finally arrived at the imperial capital. Haibodong told Xiaolan not to stay at the gate of the city, but to fly directly to the middle family. The imperial capital forbids private flying monsters to fly in the sky, but this rule is only for people with no background. As one of the top 10 powerhouses of the previous generation of Jia Ma Empire, Haibodong scoffed at these regulations. Su Yun wanted to keep a low profile, but he also thought about what to do next. Most likely, the entire overweight empire will be famous, so he didn't say anything, and with his current strength and Haibodong by his side, there is no need to keep a low profile. Xiaolon flew to the gate of the middle family, and was immediately noticed by the guards. Who? Thought the two guards looked vigilant and stared at the group of people. Haibodong leaped, and jumped off Xiaolan, looking at the vigilant guard. A smile flashed across his face. It is a good thing to be vigilant, which means that Mtlnovel, that trash, managed the middle family well. Suyun carried little Dr. Immortal and Qinglin down one by one, looked at Haibodong and said with a smile. Old Hai, you haven't come back for decades, probably not many people in this imperial capital know you. Haibodong snorted coldly, and was non-committal to Suyun's teasing. This kid's lip service is as good as his talent, very strong. Haibodong didn't pay attention to the two guards, and the cold fighting energy came out through his body, forming a pair of fighting energy wings behind his back. Fighting King strong. Shock flashed in the guard's eyes, and his legs trembled. If Suyun knew what they were thinking, he would definitely laugh at Haibodong again. Look, Haibodong, the majestic Ice Emperor, is actually regarded as the fighting king. Haibodong ignored the guards, and the aura on his body suddenly rose, gathering his fighting energy to his throat. Mtlnovel, get out. Haibodong released the aura of his whole body, not to mention the Mitre family. I am afraid that the powerhouses in the entire imperial capital can sense it. Suyun smiled slightly. Mr. Hai was obviously annoyed by what he said just now. This act was to announce to the Jiama Empire that he, the Dou Huang who had become famous decades ago, had returned. Just as Suyun thought, at the moment when Haibodong's aura erupted, several powerful auras sensed it and rushed towards him. After a while, a figure rushed out from the middle family. This is an old man with grey hair and an old face, revealing a hint of majesty in a high position. The old man looked excited, his hands trembling uncontrollably, and looked at Haibodong. Is Mr. Hai you? Humph, what? I haven't seen you for decades, don't you know me? Haibodong folded his hands on his chest, obviously a little upset. Why, how come, even if you turn into ashes, I, Tingshan, will recognize you? Puff. Qinglin next to Suyun didn't pay attention, and couldn't help laughing out loud. For a moment, all eyes were on her. Qinglin covered her mouth with her small hands, her face was as red as a ripe apple, and she hid behind Suyun. Suyun touched Qinglin's small head with his big hand, and a smile appeared on his face. Elder Hai, don't care about children. Qinglin didn't do it on purpose. This Mtlnovel is also very interesting, but it is estimated that he will be unlucky. Haibodong's face was livid, and he gave Qinglin a hard look. This girl, thanks to me being so kind to her, this old man is obviously Mtlnovel. Mtlnovel had a wry smile on his face, and he also understood that he had made a slip of the tongue. Elder Hai. Tingshan, I haven't seen you for many years, and I don't know how your strength has improved. Wait for us to practice. Haibodong looked indifferent and spoke calmly. It's just that anyone can hear the coldness in it. That girl Qinglin is protected by that kid. I can't move, but can't I deal with you? Mtlnovel's smile became even more bitter. After Mtlnovel cleaned up the dust for the four of them, he was dragged away by Haibodong. Then, two breaths erupted, and at the same time, screams and begging for mercy followed. How dare you hide? Oh my God, you! Hai Lao, show mercy, Hai Lao. I don't know when I will turn into ashes. If I don't turn you into ashes today, I won't be called Haibodong. Suyun was in the yard, watching this funny scene, couldn't help laughing. These two are good friends who have known each other for many years, and the chances of them becoming ashes are not high. It's just that Mtlnovel just hit the muzzle of the gun, and the pain of flesh and blood is inevitable. Suyun looked at the house next to him, and the four figures were also looking at the situation here. Through the perception of the soul, Suyun can clearly check the fighting energy fluctuations of these four people, two fighting emperors, two fighting kings. It's just that one of the Dou Huang's aura is vain, and it seems that something is wrong with his body. Suyun smiled in his heart, turned around and went back into the house. Haibodong looked at Mtlnovel with a bruised nose and swollen face, moved his wrist, and let out a foul breath. Since regaining his strength, it was the first time he played so well. Before going to the Warcraft mountains with Suyun, there was no chance to do it. Haibodong tilted his head slightly, looking at the figure in the distance. Okay, since you're here, come here, maybe you still want me to invite you. Haibodong folded his hands on his chest, no expression could be seen on his face. Hearing that, the 4 people on the roof turned their fighting spirit into wings, and within a few seconds, they came to Haibodong and Mtlnovel. Old man Bing, we haven't seen each other for decades, right? One of the old men laughed. Well, I haven't seen you for decades, why are you still alive? Haibodong heard the words, and replied in a neutral manner. Hee hee. The old man was not angry when he heard this, he just laughed. Obviously, he knew Haibodong's temper very well. This old man was the president of the Jia Ma Empire's Alchemist Guild, the 5th-rank alchemist FA. You are really unforgiving with your lip service. FA stroked his beard and said. Chapter 90 Collecting Magic Cores, 3rd Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Haibodong snorted coldly and didn't answer. At this time, another old man in a hemp robe spoke out. Old man Bing, I haven't seen you for decades, why don't we have a match? This one is the guardian of the overweight empire, and it's time for extra punishment. Hearing this, Haibodong's face changed. Old monster, forget it, I'm tired today. Jia Xingtian didn't say much, he had a faint smile on his face, and he slapped out with a slap in the palm of his hand. Haibodong quickly condensed an ice mirror in front of him to block it. Jia Xingtian is a 9-star Douhuang powerhouse, much higher than Haibodong's now. Facing Jia Xingtian's attack, Haibodong could only deal with it in a panic. The volatility of the battle between the two was different from Haibodong's unilateral attack on Mtlnovel before. The aftermath of the Imperial capital was overwhelming, and the heavy khaki-yellow battle chi and the ice-cold battle chi clashed, setting off gusts of wind and waves. After fighting for a while, the two finally separated, showing their respective figures. Haibodong was panting heavily, his breathing was disordered, obviously he suffered a disadvantage in the battle just now. Old Bing, I haven't seen you for decades, your strength has dropped a lot. Jia Xingtian laughed out loud, and said to Haibodong. Jia Xingtian's breath was steady, without much fluctuation. Haibodong snorted coldly, didn't speak, and his face was a little uneasy. Jia Xingtian looked at Haibodong in surprise. The current Haibodong only has the strength of a 2-star Douhuang. It seems that the past few decades have been unsatisfactory. Fa stroked his beard, and looked at Haibodong with a little astonishment. Old man Bing, where have you been all these years? When Haibodong was fighting Mtlnovel before, because it is not necessary to use all of its strength, it even needs to be slightly lowered, so as not to beat Mtlnovel to death. The battle chi fluctuations are not very obvious, they haven't noticed it yet. Now in this battle with Jia Xingtian, with all his strength, the fluctuations in fighting spirit could not be covered up at all, and only then did he realize that Haibodong's strength had dropped drastically. Hearing this, Haibodong showed helplessness and waved his hands. The past is too bad to look back on, so it's worth not mentioning it. At this moment, Jia Xingtian asked. Old man Bing, what are your plans when you come back this time? Haibodong folded his hands on his chest, his breath was slightly steady, and he still maintained the demeanor of a master. Don't worry, when I come back this time, I won't be in charge of the middle family again. I'm old and I don't have such thoughts anymore. Haibodong glanced at Jia Xingtian. To put it bluntly, the old monster was worried that if he came back, with his support, the middle family would threaten the status of the royal family. They are very clear. Jia Xingtian nodded. Alright, it's time for us old guys to take a rest, and let the young people have some room to display their talents. Haibodong didn't bother to expose him. Of course, the main reason was that he couldn't beat him. Fa Ma and Jia Xingtian chatted with Haibodong for a few more words before leaving. Okay, let's go. Haibodong said to the remaining 2 fighting kings. These 2 are the fighting kings of the other 2 major families of the Jia Ma Empire, Negligence and Mtunovel. The 2 of them bowed their hands to Haibo, and then they turned into wings and left here. Su Yun appeared in the courtyard again at some point, watching the backs of the 2 leaving. There are still 4 or 5 years before the medicine refining conference of the Jia Empire, and the branding poison on Negligence's body can barely be suppressed. Otherwise, I wouldn't come here to jump around. However, I'm afraid it is already very serious. In his induction, the breath of this old thing is very vain. There was a little smile on Su Yun's face. and he was quite envious of the 7 illusion green spirits. After getting this thing, he is equivalent to getting a through-train ticket for a 7th-rank pharmacist, as long as the cultivation base is reached, and then transfer Yao Lao's medicine refining memory, he will be able to reach the realm of a 7th-rank pharmacist. The next day, Su Yun found Haibodong. Elder Hai. Haibodong nodded, waiting for his next words. Do you have a 5th-order magic core? Haibodong was taken aback, then took out 2 5th-order magic cores from the ring. In the early years, I killed 2 5th-level monsters, do you want them? Su Yun looked at the 2 5th-order magic cores in Haibodong's hand, 1 wood attribute, 1 ice attribute. Su Yun nodded, and took out a gold coin card from the ring. The gold coins here should be enough to buy these 2 5th-order magic cores, thank you, old Hai. Haibodong handed 2 5th-order magic cores to Su Yun, but the gold coin card was not accepted. I don't need the gold coins. I don't need these 2 5th-order magic cores myself, and they are just as spoils of war during this period of time, gave it to you. Haibodong looked calm, but his heart was actually bleeding. 2 5th-order magic cores are worth a lot, no matter what, they are enough to exchange for a high-level mysterious fighting skill that suits him. However, he had already boarded Su Yun's boat and had no plans to get off, treated as a raise. Su Yun smiled, and put 2 5th-order magic cores and gold coin cards into the system space. Haibodong is trustworthy, in fact. When he was refining Poorer Pill for Haibodong, he copied Yao Lao's method and mixed some Zihua of Qinglian's Earth Heart Fire into it in a subtle way. It is also his layer of insurance for Haibodong. Once this sub-fire is detonated, it can shatter Haibodong's heart in an instant. That's why he took Haibodong with him at ease, and even exposed the little fairy doctor to him, because he could take Haibodong's life at any time. This Qinglian Earth Heart Fire Zihua will automatically dissipate within 3 years. These 3 years are for him to grow up. 3 years later, no matter what he said, he had reached the peak of the Douwang, and with all his equipment, he would definitely be able to confront the Douwang. Hai Lao, I wonder if you can give me all the magic cores in the middle family. Haibodong frowned. What do you want so many magic cores for? Su Yun smiled without saying a word, just looked at Haibodong quietly. Seeing Su Yun's appearance, Haibodong understood, and asked something that should not be asked. Haibodong thought for a while and said, if all the magic cores of the middle family are handed over to you, there may be problems with the middle family's capital chain in a short time. After all, he still has some feelings for the Mitre family, and wants Su Yun not to be so anxious. After pondering for a while, Haibodong said again, if you are not in a hurry, I can ask Mtlnovel to give you all the magic cores that can be given without affecting the normal operation of the middle family. After that, you can also activate the power of the Mitre family to help you search for more magic cores. How do you like this? Hearing this, Su Yun nodded. He is not in such a hurry, as long as he collects a large number of magic cores before he goes to Canaan Academy. Seeing this, Haibodong heaved a sigh of relief. If Su Yun needed it urgently, he would ask the middle family to send all the magic cores immediately, but since there is a way to have both, he doesn't want the middle family to have problems.